Stories of children raised by animals have long existed in media, myths, and folklore. Children like Mowgli or Tarzan were raised by wild animals in the jungle, while Remus and Romulus suckled on the milk of wild wolves. So, what about in real life? Do those children really exist? The answer is yes, even more than one. In human history, there have been many cases where children lost their parents from a very young age to live in the wild. These children are raised by animals, have no contact with humans, and gradually learn according to their habits. Here are the most famous children in history raised by animals or true stories. Number 1. Dina Senechar, raised by wolves. A 6-year-old baby boy was spotted with a pack of wolves by a group of hunters in the dense forest of Bulandshahr district, Uttar Pradesh. It appeared that the boy had been adopted and raised by the wolves. The hunters deemed it unnatural and decided to extract the feral child from there and take him back to the civilization. They smoked the cave and had to kill the female wolf to capture the boy, whom they took the Sikandra mission orphanage near Agra, and he was named Sanitar there. Sanitar growled and grunted like a wolf, walked on four, ate raw meat, sharpened his teeth by gnawing on bones like an animal. Though he wasn't mute, he only made animal voices. People of the orphanage tried to work patiently with the boy, and gradually he started eating normally but did not speak anything. Sanitar lived a short life and died at the age of 34. He lived in the orphanage his entire life, showing little improvement. Sanitar in his lifetime only took one human habit. He started smoking and became a chain smoker, and it is speculated that he died because of tuberculosis in 1895. Number 2. Daniel, the Andes Goat Boy. In 1990, a young boy was found in the mountain range of Andes in Peru. No one knew how he ended up there, but he had been living with a herd of wild Peruvian goats since 8 years, surviving on their milk and eating wild fruits and roots. He possessed no linguistic skills but could communicate with his goat's family by bleating. He kind of had replaced hooves with hands which were too calloused to hold anything. The skin on his hands and feet had scarred and hardened. Many of his bones had grown abnormally due to walking on all fours for nearly a decade. He was sent out to Kansas for a study and later named as Daniel. Number 3. Bello, the Nigerian gym boy. Bello is from the Fulani tribe. The suggestion in the case of the boy was that he was abandoned by his parents when he was 6 months as a result of his physical and mental disability. The boy was found with a family of chimpanzees in the Falgore forest of northern Nigeria in 1996 at the age of 2 and was taken care of at an orphanage in Kano City. When he was first found, Bello had the same way of walking as a chimpanzee, moving on his legs and dragging his arms down to his hips. At night, the boy would often dance around the bedroom, harass other children, smash and throw furniture everywhere. Over 6 years after being founded, Bello has become more human but still keeps the habit of dancing as a chimpanzee, making chimpanzee-like sounds and clapping his hands over his head repeatedly. Bello passed away in 2005. Number 4. John Sabunia, raised by monkeys. As a child of between 2 and 3 years old, John saw his father murder his mother in 1988. The father soon disappeared after the horrible act, leaving the child behind. This forced Sabunia to wander into the forest where he was accepted by monkeys. They fed him and soon taught him to look for food and even climb trees. It was found in 1991 when Millie Seba, a villager in the Ugandan village, went into the forest in search of firewood. She sought for help and the boy was able to be taken from the monkeys and brought back to the village where it was easy to identify him. Number 5. Trine Cadadra, the Romanian dog boy. In 2002, a shepherd rescued Trine Cadadra from a Transylvanian forest. She was barely alive when he was rescued. He was found near the body of a dog which the boy had apparently been eating. His movements were animalistic. He was suffering from severe malnutrition and rickets at the time of his rescue. Age 7, he was the size of a 3-year-old. He became violent when hungry and preferred to sleep under his bed. He desperately defended his food and crawled for another plate before finishing the one in his hands. But 2 months after his rescue, he learned to share sweets with other children. In 2007, Shuang was adopted by his grandfather and sent to school to grade 3. After many years, the boy has grown up, enjoys soccer and math. Number 6. Roham Pingcheng, Cambodian jungle girl. Roham was found in the dense jungle of the remote northeastern area of Cambodia when a villager noticed his food supply missing. She was brought to a nearby village where her father recognized her by a childhood scar stating that she disappeared 20 years ago when she was 8. It was said that she survived in the wilderness by befriending various animals, especially monkeys, because her gait and stature seemed to be monkey-like. She could barely speak or communicate and tore off any clothes placed on her. Her new family struggled to control her over the years as she tried to escape into the jungle various times. In May 2010, she made a successful escape into the jungle and has not been seen since. Number 7. Vanya Yudin, the Russian bird boy. At the age of 8, young Vanya Yudin was found in a tiny apartment of Russia with plenty of birds in cages. Treated by his own mother as one of her pets, he turned to his fellow pet birds and learned to mimic the chirps and squawks. Being deprived of human interaction, he was unable to speak a single word when the authorities found him, and he was sent for rehabilitation. Number 8. Oksana Malenia, the Ukrainian dog girl. Although she was born as a normal child, Malenia found herself hanging out when she was abandoned by her alcoholic parents at a very young age. As a result of this, she started living with dogs at the age of 2. For the next 5 years, she would depend and live among dogs in small village of Novenia Blagosavenka in Ukraine. She took care of herself as the pack did and even ate from what they ate. By the time she was found by a neighbor who reported the case, she was already 7 and she had already learned to behave very much like dogs. She not only walked on 4, she also barked, ate, and had the instincts of dogs. She was aggressive and without any social skills. Due to her extremely delayed linguistic, social, and humanly skills, it took a lot of effort and time to make her a human again. She had to relearn how to speak and walk upright on her legs. Up to the recent report, she lives in an institution for the mentally handicapped and spends most of her time taking care of the animals at the clinic's farm. Number 9. Kamala and Amala, the wolf girls of Midnapore. The wolf girls were about 18 months, Amala, and 8 years old, Kamala, when they were found together in a wolf's den. However, it is believed that they were not sisters but were abandoned or taken by wolves some years apart. The girls seemed to have no trace of humanness in the way they acted and thought. It was as if they had the mind of wolves. They tore off any clothes put on them and would only eat raw meat. They slept curled up together in a tight ball and growled and twisted in their sleep. They had spent so long on all fours that their tendons and joints had shortened to the point where it was impossible for them to strengthen the legs and even attempt to walk upright. They never smiled and showed any interest in human company. The only emotion that crossed their faces was fear. Number 10. The Syrian Gazelle Boy. A boy aged around 10 was found in the midst of a herd of gazelles in the Syrian desert and was only caught with the help of an Iraqi army jeep. Because he could run a speed of up to 50 km per hour. Although terribly thin, he was said to have been extremely fit and strong, with muscles of steel. The last report about the young boy was written in 1955. He was still in an insane asylum then and apparently made little progress in his path to normality. Of course, there are still many other stories about children raised by animals that are not listed here, and quite a few of them, while very famous, are just fake. If our list is missing any cases, please comment to let us know. Don't forget to like, subscribe to help us have better videos. Thank you.